Wah. We are live. We are live at the scene of the crime.
It has come to life. It's alive.
What's going on? Everyone talked and now I'm just lost. At least
think
that's a good
everyone-
testing for audio kind of thing. Everything sound good on Twitcher? Whatever.
The
Twitcher.
chances of us already
Twitcher.
having
Just watch it.
Twitcher
Stop.
3?
Twitcher 3.
Twitcher 3. The
Oh my
twitching
God.
continues.
Sounds weird.
It does. Okay. Are you bidding, son?
I should probably tap into the screen.
Wait, is it working?
Probably.
Hold on.
Yep.
Everything should be working.
Can I hear it on YouTube?
Oh, here, I'm gonna send,
Maybe I'm dumb. I don't know if I can
message
hear
real
this.
quick.
Oh, I figured it out. Okay, it was a me issue. A very strange me issue that I didn't realize could happen. Anyways, how was your guys' day? Okay.
My day, huh? I didn't
Day?
do much. Actually, I take that back. I did do something pretty big. You guys already know it. I can't
Oh,
say it
wait.
on
Oh,
stream
yeah.
because it pertains to unreleased Empires content.
You still haven't posted about that?
No.
Or you
Huh?
still haven't posted about that?
No, I kind of need to actually edit that.
So do I. I'm still not even done with the character design or music. Yay.
I really need to reorganize my
behind.
desktop because I deleted like half of the stuff on my desktop because I realized that I was sick and tired of not having enough PC space, so I deleted like 120 gigabytes worth of stuff off of my C drive.
That has now been replaced with Genshin Impact.
Nah, Genshin's on the data drive, but I think I can move it back to the
Oh.
C drive, which I want to do because Genshin loads incredibly slowly off of the D drive.
Yeah.
Speaking of Genshin, a kind of weird thing about that, I think I've mentioned this before, but Minecraft, for whatever reason, literally taps out my CPU. If I'm just playing like a normal
have mentioned
survival
that.
world, it actually maxes out my CPU. Now I can mitigate that by turning down my
Render distance.
graphical settings quite a bit, but like I don't want to do that. But
Wow, that's
mind
strange.
you, Minecraft taps out my CPU, and I play Genshin Impact, a game that is an open world game with much higher quality graphics. And it uses maybe 40% of my CPU.
I don't know what that says more about.
Minecraft.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
I
the
guess
thing
how
to
inefficient
understand is that
Minecraft is.
Genshin Impact from the ground up was made to be on phone, and Minecraft was mismatched to be on phone.
That's true, yeah.
That's true.
Fair enough. Minecraft in general is a very poorly optimized game. First off, coding games in Java is kind of a bad idea to begin with, because Java's graphical engine is kind of garbage. If you want a good game, avoid making it in Java. It's not to say it can't be done, but
I'm gonna make my game in the Godot engine.
Yeah. That's right. That's what Coral uses.
Oh,
For what?
I mentioned Godot as a shitpost. I mean, I know it's a good engine. I just know no truly good games on Godot. There was a game Cruelty Squad was made on the Godot engine, but that is not something I could, in good faith, call good.
It is.
what
Well,
was made
it's-
on the Godot engine?
Cruelty Squad.
Have you seen?
I've
Cruelty?
talked about it before. I will post one image of it again in Leo's den in case someone is in the chat.
Impressive. It is something. It is a wild ride, and I have not even seen like much of it.
There is
Pretty
one
wild.
screenshot, and that is all
Nope,
you
I
get to
know that now that I see it again.
There
Yeah.
you go.
It's like, I don't know. Pure.
Like, it was the game that was, like, intentionally crafted to look like shit, right?
Yes. You really
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know Godot's a newer engine, but I don't know what has been made on Godot that's been like.
I mean, I guess we could find out.
Yeah, screw
you
whatever the
spell it?
game is that we were playing or something.
Godot. Gadot.
Apparently, that's the Georgia Department of Transportation.
Wait, how does
Okay.
that?
Oh,
this doesn't make sense.
G-O-D-O-T. There we go.
G-O-D.
I didn't hear the first O.
I went
I
through
just
that.
typed in
I'm-
G-D-O-T in my game.
Real
and it
quick,
was
while
like-
we're being distracted and completely not doing what we're supposed to, I want to look at what was made with Game Maker 2.
A
Was it
lot been made in
Undertale?
Game Maker. A lot more has
Godot
been made in Game
as
Webbed
Release
was made in.
history.
Oh wait,
the
that's actually-
Deponia iOS port, Cruelty Squad, Sonic Colors Ultimate. What?
What?
The Sonic
Wait.
Colors remaster was made in the Godot engine. The Godot engine. What?
Is that a fan game or?
No, that's the official remaster of Sonic Colors.
They made it in Godot?
I guess.
Apparently. What? Oh,
And Cruelty
Katana
Squad.
Zero was made in. Oh, whatever this engine is.
What, Zero?
Game Maker.
Horizon?
Katana
Katana
Zero.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one.
I still need to finish it. Yes.
What?
Another game.
Katana Zero.
How surprising.
I got to a level.
Whiskers hasn't finished a game.
Well,
We've
okay,
already- we've been
in my
streaming for a
defense-
while.
In my,
We have been streaming for 6 minutes.
of course.
Let's aim
And
for
not
6
a
more.
single line of dialogue from this game has been read.
Okay.
Yep,
I
sure
will say
hasn't.
this. I got to a hard level in the game. Although I'm not sure I was playing it right, because I felt like in the debriefing of the mission, it's like, okay, don't murder anybody, and I'm like, okay, I won't murder anybody, completely contrarian to what I had done before. But it's really hard not to go through that level and not murder somebody. So I do have a reason. I mean, I probably wouldn't have finished it even if I had gotten past that level. But I do have a defense.
Alright, let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started too, please.
Let's get started.
Where do we leave
On
off? They
Cruelty
just...
Squad Mission 3, you're tasked with killing the CEO of a blackout. Shut up.
Wait, what are you reading?
I was describing all the other third mission of Cruelty Squad. And I'm just continuing.
Yeah. Alright. Wait,
You guys
what?
ready to go?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do this. Rin applies for, and thanks to Nomiya pressuring the principal, I'm sure, is granted a leave for the rest of the term for exceptional extracurricular activities. She has to make up for it during summer vacation, but it seems she doesn't mind. Rin will still be able to
Really
eat and
helps.
sleep at school, of course. She just doesn't have to go to classes. I'm not entirely sure if I envy her or not. It all makes me feel anxious somehow. It's the last day of school for Rin. I feel like I should send her off with a word of encouragement or at least say something. It was sort of due to my influence that she decided to dive headfirst into this after all. My class ends a good 20 minutes early, so I walk down to the lobby and buy a can of juice, then sit on the bench and wait for Rin. Pull out a novel from my bag and search for the place where I was. Time stretches comfortably over the warm afternoon while I idly sip my orange juice and read a few chapters of the book. The plot doesn't seem to advance at all, but it's all the same for me. The bell rings to end the school day, and the students shuffle to club meetings or outside. Nobody notices me, sitting on the bench with my nose in the novel. I keep watch for Rin, but I don't see her familiar face or red-tinted hair passing by. Check my watch 20 minutes past the end of class when the lobby has all but emptied of people again. Even Rin should have managed to get out of class, but I either missed her walking by or she never came downstairs. Perhaps she went to the art club room for some last-minute things instead, or got held back by her strict homeroom teacher. I haven't really waited that long, but having grown tired of it already, I decide to go find her myself. I stuff my book back in my bag and throw the now empty juice can into a trash bin, then climb upstairs. The hallway is eerily quiet, as there are no club rooms apart from the art room nearby. I checked there first, but not even the teacher is in. Coming back toward the stairwell, I quietly knock on door 3-4 and push the door open to peek in. Yellow sunbeams cross the classroom, falling across the floor. The dust and chalk floating slowly in the air make the light almost palpable. The entire room bathes in the gentle light shining through the windows, washing the shadows away. Only one person is inside the classroom. Rin sits in what I assume is her seat, next to the window in the third row. Her head rests against the desk. I wonder if she slept through... I wonder if she slept through it all. Apparently not even Emmy had the heart, or maybe the capability to wake her up. Close the door quietly. Walking past the neat, even rows of desks, I go over to where she sits. Rin? My mouth is suddenly so dry that the word comes out as a tiny whisper. She doesn't even answer, so I set my bag down on the floor next to hers and lean over to look at her face. Rin's eyes are peacefully closed, the long eyelashes projecting thin shadows onto her cheeks. Her mouth is slightly open, letting me hear the quiet sound of her breathing. Her usual messy hair is even more so today, lying in complete disarray over half of her face and forehead. Her bag is lying at her feet like a forgotten rag doll. A few books and pens have fallen out of it near her seat. The scene makes me smile a little. I touch Rin's head lightly, sweeping a few strands of hairs off her ear. Her hair feels warm against my palm. What?
This is a Title IX harassment, and me as an RA, I would have to write this up and report it, and the cops would have to get involved.
He's right, you know.
He's right. This scene is supposed to be heartfelt, but, you know.
Well, that's
It is.
worried.
Rin stirs, and I retract my hand on reflex, feeling embarrassed for touching her so casually. She looks so vulnerable, like any sleeping person. It's impossible not to feel fondness toward her. Sit on the desktop of whoever is in front of Rin, then draw the window slightly open to get some fresh air in. Hopefully it'll wake her up and I won't need to resort to cruder methods. She doesn't wake up, but I didn't really expect her to. Looking at her makes me feel tired as well. To be honest, I wouldn't mind a quick nap either, but I content myself with leaning against the large window. The glass is warm against my ear and cheek as these windows face west toward the setting afternoon sun. That afternoon light is slowly melting into Rin's auburn hair, softening her outline so that she seems to be fading into her surroundings. The minute twitches of her muscles, her hair swaying in the air current, the even rhythm of her breathing, it all gives a strong impression of a dreaming girl. Like all sleeping people, Rin looks like she is away from this world, in some distant dream country. With her, it doesn't feel so obvious that she would ever come back. She seems so detached from her surroundings even when she's awake. In fact, she has this same kind of air around her when the realization hits my consciousness without warning. Rin sometimes looks like that when she is painting. Her focused expression gives the same feeling of being on the other side of some imaginary gap as looking at her sleeping face does. I feel a pain in my chest. There's no way I can close that gap on this and to be on the same level with her. It hurts, even though I know that it's impossible for any two people to truly understand each other. But Rin, she's almost literally in another world when she's talking about art, thinking about art, or making art. It's a world that I, or anyone else really, can't share with her, just like the world of dreams. Rin still doesn't show any sign of waking up, so I'm faced with the decision to either rouse her myself or wait for her to waken on her own.
Maybe did her hair start increasingly speeding up?
What's up?
Some years her hair getting increasingly faster.
I don't know. Maybe it is.
I don't think it is, but like...
Whip so fast that her
I think I'm just saying thanks. No.
I almost look slower.
Waiting is something I'm good at.
confused.
I found that out during my hospitalization. But even the hospital ward was more lively than the school after classes are over. The only sounds in this place are the loud ticking of the clock above the door and the distant voice of students down on the grounds. A genuine summer breeze blows inside from the window I cracked open, full of warmth and carrying the scent of light. Look outside to see where it came from, but I'm dazzled almost instantly. The window glass seems to trap all the sunlight within, making it painful to look that way. All I can glimpse through the window are the dark silhouettes of the trees and the wall around the campus against the setting sun's radiance. As I turn back to watch Rin, she stirs again. Single tear worms down the corner of her eye, slowly making its way across her face before it falls onto the desk. It's a tiny, barely a droplet, but it captivates me. Another tear follows the first, and then a third. A feeling of anxiety overcomes me, petrifying me on the spot. It's so strange seeing Rin's face peaceful as she sleeps, at the same time as tears stream down her cheeks, wetting the wooden desktop she rests her head on. I don't know what to do, so I do nothing, and just watch the tears roll one by one down her face. Wonder what she's dreaming about. Rin wakes up after one final flinch, or perhaps because of the tears. She sits upright and yawns so excessively it looks like her jaw might dislocate.
Hey, what happened to
Ah!
Brock?
Brilliant!
Oh wait. That was good.
She notices my presence, but her reaction is more like the lack of any reacting at all. It's just an acknowledgement. No startled gasp or anything. Kane begs to differ.
Ah!
What?
Hello.
Good morning. She's so groggy
Wait,
she
is it
can't even
morning?
return my smile that I somehow can't stretch. Hold on. She's so groggy she can't even return my smile that I somehow can't stretch, to be entirely honest. Okay, now I understand what that's saying.
Ah.
Rin notices her wet cheeks and quickly wipes them away on the shoulder of her shirt. It seems she isn't at all surprised or flustered by them. You cried in your sleep. Bad
You
dream?
what? Why would you point that out? No, it's nothing like that. Something I'm going to do from other people. It's a funny story. I'll tell you. Second thought, not really that fun at all. I guess I can tell you. Would you want something? Could you just come and watch us?
I wanted to see you after classes.
Oh, well, that'd be class now. So you'd be right here.
Yeah, just wanted to say good luck or something. Figure the upcoming weeks are going to be a lot of work for you.
Thanks.
Rin yawns again and blinks.
So weird. Didn't really sleep much last night at all.
Butterflies in your stomach?
What? Ah. Yes. No, that means butterflies. Don't really feel so good.
It'll be fine.
You are so confident. Someday I'll talk to you meet you.
I'll look forward to it.
I think I have to go. I promised Mrs. Simon that I'd go straight after school. Hours after school.
Is it okay if I come by sometime? I'm guessing you're planning to work long hours, so if you'd prefer to avoid distractions.
Also, Mark said he's eating, so he's
Yeah, I noticed.
it's,
Wait,
okay.
uh-oh.
It's not a distraction. Not like that.
Oh, well, okay. I just wanted to make sure you weren't gone.
I wouldn't like that.
Or missing stuff.
Kane, I've been hesitating to bring this up for a while.
Am I cutting in and out?
You are a little
Fuck.
bit. And it's been happening for the past, like, 2 or 3 streams, but I've never...
You should point it out! It's fine.
It's usually just when you're doing Rin's voice, because it's soft.
I
That's
know,
'cause I'm
it's
talking
weird.
quiet when I play her.
Oh, I thought that was just for me.
all 4 of you. Got to point it out for weeks.
I actually...
Fuckers, I'm just joking.
Oops.
I finally was like, I've gotta fucking say something to him.
Thank you.
I see I've come at a bad time, CD. What moment did you drop in on? Oh, just now.
What moment did you...
I just found out my mic's been cutting in and out for weeks. No one's told me.
We're terrible friends.
No one wanted to say anything.
I didn't know. I thought he was just having like, or I was just having internet troubles, but it's like no one else is saying anything, so.
I mean, if anyone should have said something, it should have been me. I am the streamer. It is most imperative for me that the audio quality is good.
God damn it. Oh well.
It's okay. Oh wait, I already
I'm
read this
just-
one.
Alright.
I told her to stay away.
Why did Maroc and Whiskers both mute at the same time?
Cause I'm
I don't know,
fucking
what we keep
eating.
Okay, I know why you were, but why did
Alright,
Whiskers
audio,
leave?
I had to set something up.
Okay.
In fact, I never finished. Whoops, bye.
I see. Alright then. Rin stands up and silently walks to the door, with me following behind. The school's empty hallways, devoid of the usual crowd of students, feel very lonely. How have you managed to have no game category displayed on Twitch? Oh, I literally did not choose a category. I have been streaming under no category. Is that better than streaming under just chatting? I feel like it would be virtually impossible. Like, it's ridiculously hard for someone to find a just chatting stream, but I feel like it's actually impossible for someone to find you if you don't have a category selected.
Yeah, algorithmically, I wouldn't say this is good, but at the same time, I don't think anyone's searching for Katawa Shoujo streams.
Right.
Do as you like.
Rinning, son.
Who is one C-spin?
Okay, there we go. Alright, we should be under a category now. It's only a few hours since school ended, but the building seems to be all but deserted. Our footsteps are all that intrudes upon the stillness of the hallways. The change is sudden, but it shows how the building is just an empty shell, dead without its students and teachers to liven it up. It's like the school has become a private world for just the two of us, a desolate place filled with silence and chalk dust.
I'm going to change.
She says the side of the blue while we walk down the stairs from the 3rd floor, and it makes me wonder how she views this
Oh
challenge
wait,
that lies
like
ahead of her.
mentally, not clothes.
Knowing Rin, it could literally be either one.
You're right.
Or something entirely different.
I'm gonna change a light bulb today.
What if Rin wore contacts and we just didn't know?
That's what people must do sometimes. That's the last thing we say to each other that day, even though there's so much that we could talk about. And even those words drown in the all-encompassing silence, disappearing into the stagnant air as if they were never said. The next Monday is marked by a strange emptiness that grips me, caused by the knowledge that I won't be able to see Rin whenever I want to anymore. The hollow feeling's a little bit disconcerting, but I make it to the afternoon all the same. My last class is, in a word, terrible. It's not that the lesson is that bad. It is, however, boring, and it's so hot in the classroom that I feel like I'm melting. The air conditioning is either broken or turned off, so the windows are open. Makes no difference since the air outside is completely still. Only the chirping of cicadas carries inside. The sweltering heat permeates the room. Students and teachers alike are in an almost delirious state. I just want to stand up and walk out of here without caring what the teacher or anyone else says. You can see I'm not the only one with those thoughts too. Next to me, Misha is shamelessly holding up her skirt and fanning air in with her notebook. Only Shizune seems to be as cool as always, sitting with her back perfectly straight, arms folded on her chest, her eyes fixed on the equations scrawled on the blackboard. I keep shooting yearning glances at my watch, but it doesn't help time go by any faster. It's funny, I remember how badly I wanted to get out of the hospital and go back to school. Now all I can think of is the upcoming summer vacation and freedom from classes and homework. Perhaps it's human nature to think only of the situation at hand. Finally, the bell rings. Relieved, my classmates and I burst out into the hallway, already crowded by students from our neighboring classes. I spot Emmy's diminutive figure nearby and walk up to her.
Oh, jeez.
Hey there. She smiles sweetly. I can't speak English. She smiles sweetly, clearly happy to see me.
Hisao, what's up? Is your classroom super hot too?
Yeah, it is. I thought I was gonna melt in there. Nothing else is really happening, though. Feeling a bit weird now that Rin's on her great adventure, whatever you want to call it. Emi's face cracks in a wider smile, and she jumps up and down enthusiastically.
Isn't it great? I'm so happy for her. Bet everyone will like her paintings and be able to sell them and make piles of money.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll work out great.
Totally sulking at her, though.
She huffs angrily and places her hands firmly on her hips, even letting a little anger seep into her voice. Doesn't quite have the impact she's probably hoping for, but I say nothing. Seems Hisao's an unreliable man.
I just realized what that meant.
Oh boy. Why is that?
She said that she doesn't want me to go see her.
Oh yeah, she mentioned that. Guess she prefers not to be distracted. I can understand that.
I don't think I'm that much of a distraction. Besides, I'm sure she'll forget about sleeping and eating properly if someone's not there telling her to do it. Sometimes she's like that. It's completely fixated on whatever and drops everything else. Really makes me worried, you know? Is she gonna be alright?
Such friendship.
I wonder. I wonder if she thinks I'm annoying.
I'm pretty sure that's not the case at all. Emi shakes her head, looking amused. Not sure if she's joking or not.
She has these weird ideas about a lot of stuff. Things just make sense to her in a totally different way than they do to me. I can't even remember all the weird stuff she's talking about over all this time. I don't think Rin does either, really. She's the type who could figure out her own head if it wasn't attached to her shoulders. That's why I just can't leave her alone. Is that weird?
She leans against the wall, managing to look distraught, yet cheerful as always. Get a strange feeling about it. Sorry, we're talking to two people at the same time. How would I know? Everyone's weird in some way, but if that's yours, it's a very nice way. At least I can understand what you're talking about, unlike Rin. Most of the time, I have no idea what's going on in her head either. Emi giggles, nodding in agreement.
I think it's okay if you even if you don't understand her. That's just how she is usually.
Emi stands up straighter, brushing the hem of her skirt and straightening the waistline. She laughs awkwardly.
Wow, we ended up talking pretty seriously. What's up with you, Hisao? Why'd you bring this up?
Oh, sorry. I didn't really mean to get into this sort of discussion either. I don't know. I've had this weird feeling lately about Rin. I don't know why. I feel a bit guilty bringing up something like this for no reason except my own anxiety.
I'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Suddenly, Emi clutches my wrist and twists it so that she can see what time it is from my watch.
Damn, it's late already? Should really go. There's a meeting with the rest of the track team at the field. Not gonna be fun in this heat. We're gonna be sweat like pigs, but I promised I'd be there. Bye-bye.
She skips downstairs, leaving me wondering if what I said, or what Rin said rather, hurt her or not. Maybe what Emi herself said hurt her the most, come to that. So in the end, even the person closest to Rin is just as far apart from her as everyone else. I wonder if Rin herself ever feels that distance. Felt like I was drifting away from the world too during my hospitalization. Felt anxious and depressed, and even now I sometimes still do. But I fight against it with all I've got. If Rin has been on that side of the divide for her whole life, I can't imagine how she could not be lonely, but perhaps she's truly different. I refuse to belong to that other place, but maybe she's found comfort there. Like Emi, I have a club meeting of my own, so I head straight to the art room at the end of the hallway. Only a few members are present today, so the mood's even more laid back than usual. Rin is off working her exhibition project, but I wonder if the rest are simply just playing hooky, defeated by the heat. I half-assedly sketch something with a piece of graphite, but do a poor job of it. My fingertips are turning pitch black when holding the graphite and smudging it on the paper, accidentally and on purpose. I've improved a little, but Rin's level is still far beyond my reach. Eventually, Nomiya comes in and makes his way around the room, checking on what we're doing and giving comments on the works in progress. He stops behind me and beds closer to look at my poor sketch.
Tried to take a few pointers from Tezuka, have you?
Well, I've looked at how she draws, but I haven't exactly asked for advice, no?
Let's see here.
He casually picks up the piece of graphite from my hand and lightly draws some faint, barely visible lines over my sketch to illustrate places that need improvement. I already feel frustrated about not seeing the obvious flaws before, but with a couple of careless-seeming flicks of the wrist, Nomiya's made them plain as day. Straightening up, he throws a sideward glance at the seat where Rin usually sits.
Such a nostalgic feeling. Almost like a bird flying from the nest. I'll miss Tezuka when she graduates. It begins from here, you know. Nearly makes my eye a little misty.
Do you really think she has a chance of making her big break with this exhibition? Nomiya looks up.
Nomiyas.
What the hell?
There should be a comma there, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Or turns to look up. One of the either there should be a comma between turns and looks, or
Kamiya.
turns to look up. Kamiya.
Kamiya.
Did I actually say Kamiya?
Yes.
No, you said coming up.
Nomiya
It was my
turns, looks up.
Nomiya turns, looks up from my sketch, adjusting his glasses. He rubs his chin, looking contemplative.
Why not? It's not like she's going to be an overnight smash hit or anything, but getting the word out there is very important. Connections are pure gold. Maybe the most important thing to gain if she is to become an artist. Word of mouth is very powerful in these circles. She has some advantages, like her young age and technique. You know, the feat. People will be naturally curious about extraordinary things like that.
As an English major, this hurts. I'm sorry to inflict this upon you, CD.
You know, the feat.
His words have an unpleasant
The
ring.
toe thing.
Isn't that just exploiting her disability to make her more popular? It sounds fishy.
Now, it's not like that at all. Think of it from another perspective, like an artist. Would you rather have Tezuka hide herself completely from public view, as if her condition were something shameful? Some people will call it exploitation if we promote that aspect, or discrimination if we hide it. All considered, we're just being honest about it. There's nothing wrong with that, right, my boy?
I
My
guess
boy.
so.
Brilliant. It's true.
Moving
It's
on.
true that disability always has sorts of implications in society, often nasty ones, but brushing things under the carpet won't help at all. I'm sure Sae will handle her side of the issue with delicacy. I've known her since art school, and she's most reliable. What?
What?
Sorry, the music stopped for a second.
Yeah, I know. I accidentally hit the mute button. I figured that's what you were reacting to. Why is she going so far for Rin's sake? Because it's you who asked?
Oh, she has her own reasons too. Trust this old man. She's more kind-hearted than she looks. But don't let her know I said that.
He gives me a big wink and covers his mouth with his hand, as if to push the remark back in. Remember the
Why
curious
is his
way
tongue out then?
Sayonji looked at Rin almost the entire time during our visit to the gallery. It was like that woman was trying to imprint everything about her into her memory. Or maybe it was that Rin reminded her of something else.
Mostly, Sae simply adores young people with a passion for art. Her gallery specializes in this very thing, bringing up-and-coming talents to the public. It's a perfect fit for someone like Tezuka.
I don't even know if she really wants to become a career artist, though, but I guess that'd be the next logical step.
I don't have the faintest idea.
Actually,
Like they
nobody
say.
will.
Like they say, a teacher can only show the door. It's the student who has to walk through it. An old, tired saying, but still quite true.
He leaves to chat with the pair of second-year girls working on some watercolors. Even though he said that cliched thing, it feels to me like Nomiya is trying to prod Rin through a certain door in particular, but I can't blame him for that. I literally shoved Rin toward that door with my speeches about wasting opportunities and whatnot. Nomiya feels like it's time for him to let Rin test her own wings. He has absolute confidence in this endeavor. I wonder why I can't shed the anxious feeling I have inside of me. It shouldn't have anything to do with me. Maybe I'm just bothered by exactly that. I really don't have any part in this. I would like to be a part of Rin's life, and her a part of mine. Like friends should be. That's what she called us. I wonder what she really meant. I feel like I'm so far apart from her, even when I'm not. It's the same as with Rin and Emmy. I can't understand her. What am I for her?
Oh shit, it's choice time.
It's
to
choice
understand her.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I would accept her for the way she is, but this is a visual novel. I want to understand.
Wait, isn't that the same? Wait, what? I
Nah.
mean, yes, I would accept her for the way she is. Don't we want to understand what that way is, though?
Hear me out.
Wait, I'm confused.
I don't actually remember what I made in this decision, but thinking back on what we've heard so far, I don't think the goal would really be to understand her.
Yeah, then we'll support her. Actually, yeah, fucking... I keep forgetting Hisao's ableist, but we should support her, not understand her.
God damn it, that's not what I meant.
I keep forgetting Hisao's ableist.
You know what? Because I know things about this route, I would just say you guys come to a decision on your own.
Man, I don't know. I feel like I want to do
What's the
both.
good ending? I don't want the bad ending of this route.
So the interesting thing about this choice in specific...
There's always an interesting.
Okay. I'll tell you
You
this.
always say that, that's why it's funny.
No. I will let you guys know this. This choice does affect certain scenes that you can see later on, but it doesn't automatically exclude you from any ending.
Automatically, that doesn't take any pressure off at all. Most choices don't exclude you.
I say support.
I kind of feel like you're right.
I just... See,
I don't get why those have to be,
is,
like, exclusive, like...
Yeah, no, I don't think they are, but, like, I don't know.
I feel
It's like... I fear that while I think IOL saying I was to understand would be the better choice, Hisao is going to turn that into the worst choice somehow.
Yeah. Alright, I'm convinced.
No Discord poll today?
No need.
I mean, I put the options in chat.
You did put the options
you
in
did?
chat.
Oh, I'm blind as fuck.
I always put the options in chat.
Thank you.
And I
So
couldn't
CD
think of
is of
anything
this,
funny to say about them, because
CD
they're
is of
very
the,
normal.
The support. The support,
Alright, that's 2-to-1 support.
Marat, what's your input?
I said I'm not gonna have input because I know things about the ending.
Okay, then give us the good ending. Help us out here. Throw us a bone.
Again, I told you, this choice does not actually... You can still get the good ending.
You took
or
no
the bad
pressure
ending
off
of
of
this
you.
choice.
It doesn't automatically screw you over. Well, thanks.
Okay, if you want to know what it actually does, it
Wait,
puts
maybe
you
I
on a
don't.
slightly different scene later on, and during that scene, you will have 2 choices instead of 3.
Oh, I want more options later. Oh, okay. I think... Alright, whatever. We picked. Even if I switch now, it
Even
wouldn't
whatever
matter.
you say, we have picked support.
Yeah, so then just click the option so I stop thinking about it.
I want to be there for her if she needs support from a friend. It's the least I can do. How could I call someone my friend if I can't be there for her if she needs me? Nomiya's boisterous laugh fills the quiet afternoon just as the club meeting ends. He pats one of the girls on the back encouragingly. I Think about all the things that have led me to this point. All the things I've shared with Ring during the few weeks I've been at Yamaku so far. I understand so very little in the end, but I'm sure of one thing. If I want to keep going what I have with Ring, I have to throw myself into whatever will come out of this exhibition project, along with her. I think it'd be that would be hell, CD.
Wait, what do you
That
say?
would be hell. An endless cycle of
God.
torment.
Oh my god, no. CD, no.
But like a slightly... They like write... For every slightly wrong choice, they write a whole new Kenji ending.
That would be
Oh
cool.
my god, that would be somehow the worst yet.
Every time you slightly mess up, Kenji ending. But a new one this time.
That way you'd never see it coming.
You die in
None of us-
everyone!
There is no option but to die in everyone. It's a Kenji ending.
And you just appears on like a Final Destination movie. You find the most comedic way to die.
It'd be like a
Oh,
Fate
God.
Go or a Tsukihime situation. Basically, every bad ending in those games ends with you dying.
Well,
Wait, what happens here? Don't answer that question, but now I'm curious.
What happens here?
In this game.
I don't know. I never got any of the bad endings other than when I got Kenji's ending.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You never got any of the bad endings?
Nope.
How the hell did you manage that?
I looked at a guide.
Oh.
I used to do
yeah.
that. I used to play visual novels with guides.
I mean, I honestly don't blame you. I could see myself doing that just out of, like, pure concern.
Well, I
And
kept...
not
So
wanting
what
to
I
break.
kept doing is saying, alright, I won't look at a
Right.
guide for this choice. I won't look at a guide for this choice. And so some of the choices that I made some of the choices without a guide, but not all of them.
Okay. I mean, I want to, like, judge you and be like, oh, that's not how you should do it. But I know I would totally fall into some of the same traps of just, like, I don't want to screw
Well,
this up.
sometimes bad endings in visual novels aren't even really worth playing. Like the Grisaya bad endings, those are all worth playing. There's some good bad endings in the
Nightmare Fuel.
Tsukihime and Fate games too. The If My Heart Had Wings bad ending is actually atrocious. Like it is so bad. I hate that one.
What happens? Wait, no.
Nothing,
just go.
and that's why it's bad.
Oh, okay.
The game, it
That's
literally the bad ending literally continues the story in an unambiguously positive way and completely negates any and all dramatic effect
You
of
should have
all of
stopped
the other
playing
routes.
that game.
That's disgusting.
It's just, it
I want
frustrated me so
Sadness.
much.
All right.
Anyways, back to this.
Anyway,
I turned my gaze back to the black mass of a sketch and the near invisible guiding lines the teacher drew over it. No pattern emerges, nothing that could take me further than I am. Put the graphite down on the table and think hard and honestly about what I really want.
oh, I was right.
Do 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 do.
It is kind of cool that, like, oh my
What
god.
the fuck?
what's that?
But it is kind of cool that the days start going by faster because it feels like time's getting away from you after, like, they're so long in the first act.
Yeah.
It works effectively for
Days
Rin,
take
at least.
so long in the first act.
I think half of the playthrough so far has been the first act, so that's concerning.
Mm.
The next day, I take the bus into the city. It goes twice an hour starting in the morning, passing by the front gate of Yamaku at 20 minutes past and 10 to the hour. The ride takes considerably longer than the one Nomiya gave us in his car. I slowly read a book at the bus as the bus makes its rounds through the suburbs, pausing at almost every stop to pick up someone or let them out. Eventually, we make it to the last stop at the city center. The city is fair-sized, but not too large and seems too quiet. Nevertheless, I enjoy the atmosphere. Despite being slightly directionally challenged, I find my way from the bus stop to the gallery without too much effort, and soon I find myself staring at the big letters saying 22nd corner. Inside, the gallery owner is intently studying a large painting hanging on the wall, a portrait of an old man. Good afternoon. She turns around to look at me, and a smile of recognition spreads on her lips.
I believe Whiskers voiced this girl.
Sorry. Well, I'm working on the pixel art thumbnail for this at the same time, and I got confused. So, alright. Oh, aren't you the young man from the other day? Shinichi's student. Hisao, was it?
That's right. Good afternoon, Miss Sionji.
Please, just sigh. I don't want to feel any older than I am. You know, I'm so glad that even young people show interest in art nowadays. It's so refreshing. What brings you here? Surely aren't you just here on a courtesy visit, all the way from your school?
You know, I'm gonna do a quick interjection right now, and it's just an interesting cultural thing that I noticed. So when he says "Good afternoon, Miss Sionji," right, and she replies, "I don't want to feel any older than I am," you don't actually see that kind of line crop up much in Japanese culture. Because in Japanese culture, the way that they usually translate something like Miss Sionji is they will say Sionji-san, and it has a different implication than Sionji, than just saying Miss Sionji. So when you're adding san to a word, generally speaking, it's more a sign of formality and respect. So when you don't want to be addressed with an honorific, it's not because it's designed to make you feel older. It's because you want to be more familiar and intimate with the other person.
Oh.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
That gives you bad implications?
Huh? Oh no, the only reason I say that is that you can tell that this game was written by someone who's not from Japan because of the way that's written, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Whiskers?
Whiskers, did you read this yet?
I did it again!
Okay.
Okay.
He already read this part, I think.
Okay. We already did that. Oh wait, I didn't. You guys woke me up from my stasis for nothing.
I was hoping to. You're literally in a conversation right now.
Shh.
I was hoping to see how she's doing.
This needs to look good. Oh, is that right? Well then, you need to step back outside. Wait, what? See, the atelier is actually at the next door. At the next door on the right down the street and up the stairwell. Just climb the stairs to the top floor. There's only one door there. You can't miss it.
I give Sae my thanks, exit the gallery, and locate the door she was talking about. It leads to a dark stairwell, which reminds me of the stairs leading to the roof of the school building. It honestly looks almost like they just mirrored... Hold on.
Nah, well...
Do you have a frame of the fucking stairwell?
I don't. I wish I did, though, so I could compare
It
them.
may also be, like, de-brightened or something. Or, like, they changed the brightness.
You mean darkened?
De-brightened?
The technical term is de-brightened. Not really. I mean, but that is the effect you would be using.
Right.
So, you know.
I have no way to check. CD, do you want to, like, skim through one of the old
cross-reference
and see how similar or different it is?
Cross-reference this staircase.
I didn't notice it
Cross-reference
immediately,
the
so if it is
staircase
copied,
with
I
matches in
wouldn't
our
mind.
database. The stairs are steep, and even though it's only 5 floors, my breathing gets heavy before I reach the top. An unassuming wooden door waits for me there. It's unlocked, so I knock and enter. Yeah. How did we say this is pronounced?
Atelier?
Atelier. The atelier is really just one big room, with the ceiling lower at one end than the other because the roof of the building is gabled.
I'm good.
There's a huge skylight in the ceiling that acts as the main source of light for the room, bringing in sunlight that reflects off the white painted walls. Suppose it's good to use natural light for art. There isn't much in the way of interior decoration. No surprise, since the room seems to have been used as storage for a while. All kinds of boxes and office furniture are scattered around the place. The room is dusty since it's not been in use for a while. I can see that someone has made some effort to clean up a little bit, but it's far from immaculate. Rin stands in the middle of the room with her back to me, staring at a half-painted canvas placed on an easel. Not working on it, just staring, unmoving. She wears what must be a second or third-hand denim overalls over the standard school uniform shirt, much like the one I'm wearing. They look pretty warm and are covered in paint splatters. From the way they seem to be loose or tight in places, I'm guessing that they weren't originally Rin's. Hi.
Hello.
Rin doesn't judge my showing up as worthy of turning around, so maybe something more than just a Rin doesn't judge my showing up as worthy of turning around, saying maybe something more than just a mechanical reply to my greeting.
What? This English is so fucking chunky.
I understand what they're trying to say now. It's just like it took me a second.
It's a little fucked.
Well, they're normally in normal speech you would use an or at the end of before anything in there. And there's I can't remember what the name of it, but there's an actual writing technique where you skip that or. You skip that or to I can't remember what the actual effect of it was, but it's an actual writing technique that you can do. But I think because the middle item in the list is so long in this case, it really just messes with the flow and makes it hard to read.
It's fine. Let's not critique the English of this game. Don't worry about it.
It came from 4chan. We shouldn't be critiquing its English.
Well,
4chan done anything else?
Probably.
Wait, who's 4chan?
It's a site like Reddit.
It's a website.
it's a forum.
Reddit.
Oh, I thought it was.
Oh my god,
name.
we got the staircases side by side in Leo's den.
Oh, sweet. Let's see it.
Wait. Give it to us.
They
Why
totally
would
just
you-
desaturated it.
It is debrightened, I told you.
Not debrightened, I think it's desaturated too.
Yeah,
Well, you could do that with the brightness and contrast filter. I think.
it's mirrored and desaturated.
I do find it funny that the Sae reminds them of the stairs. Like,
It's probably just
This
like a
seems
subtle
familiar.
tongue-in-cheek nod.
Yeah.
Little fourth wall break there. Oh, that's pretty amusing. Rin doesn't judge my showing up as worthy of turning around, saying maybe something more than a mechanical reply to my greeting, smiling, anything. She keeps on doing whatever it is she's doing. Probably some weird creative thing inside her head. Perhaps I should have expected much. Still, I make another attempt at conversation. This is a pretty cool place. Big, too.
it is. So I said I can use this as much as I like. I even have my own key.
So, how's the work going? She doesn't answer for a while. I begin to wonder if she's already forgotten the question. As a cloud drifts over the building, shadowing the light pouring in from the skylight, the change in Rin's surroundings seems to wake her up.
I don't know. It's like a huge ball. I don't really know which side is the right one. It's really huge. It's the hugest thing ever. Like a mountain growing inside of me. Like I swallowed a mountain whole. It's going to be hard at it. Really very hard.
Try to listen for undercurrents of stress or uncertainty in her voice, but I don't pick up anything like that.
Why are you here?
Her tone is not as unkind as the directness of the question would make it seem. Well, you said that it'd be fine if I came to visit, so here I am. Guess it's not for any real reason, but I thought you might like some company or assistance or maybe some...
Hisao? You be quiet for about 15 minutes. Maybe 10 is enough. 5 is definitely not. You can talk afterwards.
Her tone is sharp, nothing like I've ever heard from her before. There is no command, no annoyance, no anger, but her voice pierces me all the same. Alright. With the silence that falls, Anxiety creeps back into my heart. I wonder if it was a mistake to come here. Murmurs of traffic filter in from outside, and I start to feel more and more uncomfortable. All my thoughts keep finding themselves returning to certain things that have been swirling relentlessly in the back of my mind for some time now. I feel like those thoughts will surface out of the tempestuous sea of my mind, whether I want it or not. Desperate to divert my focus, I fixate on Rin's back as my mind races. I don't think I've ever studied anyone's back so intently before. Her neck hidden behind copper-colored hair, which is, again, in complete disarray. That relaxed yet rigid posture reminded me that Rin's physical appearance often tends to be as awkward as her various trains of thought. Those gaunt, delicate shoulder blades visible through the thin white fabric of her shirt. Contours of her hips curving down to her thin thighs. It pisses me off. Rarely does she ever seem to be looking at me, whether literally or figuratively. I, on the other hand, am always watching her back, both literally and figuratively. Whenever she's painting, whenever something catches her fluttery attention, whenever I don't forcefully make her listen to me, I can't reach through to her. Rin's heart is uncharted territory, dangerous waters, the blank areas on a map. The edge of the world? If I went too close, I wonder if I would fall off. What do I think of her? Sometimes she's aloof and distant, and it annoys me. At other times, her passion for the things she thinks worthwhile shines through, and it inspires me. I can't understand her. Still, I like her and consider her my friend. I suppose part of friendship is putting up with the oddities of the people you call friends. I have to admit, there is a lot of putting up with Rin. What does she think of me? I have no idea. Last week, I thought she might have liked me romantically, what with the kiss and all. It forced me to ponder my own feelings, too. This week, I am utterly confused. What would she do if I told her I liked her that way? I wonder if I really do. Damn, I can't make sense of even my own thoughts anymore. Must be contagious. Even if I said a thing like that, would it matter? Nothing affects Rin. Nothing.
I'm done.
I find her turned around, now staring straight at me. It unnerves me. I try to remember what we, or rather I, were talking about before she requested a timeout. Oh, right. I just came to... I don't know.
You still can't finish your sentences?
It's not that.
Fine.
She retreats from the conversation, slipping away from me once again. She doesn't return to the painting, but instead keeps looking at me with that empty poker face of hers. I wanted to talk about some stuff. I've thought about a lot of things.
What things?
Like, what happened last week and so on.
What happened?
I get the feeling she's playing with me. Why? I have no clue. It's not a game she's playing with my head. I'm pretty sure she doesn't deliberately try to screw with people. Maybe it's just my own mind playing tricks on itself. Still...
No offense, Hisao. Sorry, continue.
What's up?
I was going to say, no offense, Hisao, but your first introduction was her screwing with you.
Your first what?
His first introduction with Rin was her screwing with him.
That is true. That is exactly what I...
I don't want you to continue.
Still, Rin feels like a puzzle in the form of a girl. I feel attracted to it, compelled to solve it, the overly rational part of my brain refusing to let me give up. I can't leave her alone. I never would have believed I could be this obsessive about something. Why do I hesitate such and keep running in circles around her? I don't have to do that. I already decided what I want to say. Rin. Saying her name with an intention like this makes my mouth dry, as if my subconscious is fighting against what I'm going to say next. I feel like I'm going to lock up any moment now. Rin looks up from her paint-covered toes and stops wriggling them, as there isn't anyone to observe them curiously now. The hard stare of her dark green eyes seems like a portent?
I'll go Google it.
A what?
I don't fucking know.
I'm googling it.
Even CD
Important.
doesn't know.
A sign or warning that something, especially something momentous or calamitous, is likely to happen.
Something bad.
So it's just
a sign of something bad.
Yeah.
There it is. I like you.
He said the word.
The lack of any reaction is like a slap to the face. So, I mean, I'd like to like you as more than a friend.
What is more?
The slow, hesitant words coming from behind her strawberry-colored lips are not the ones I was waiting for. Neither of the two possible answers that I'd been expecting, actually. I think we can check off Hisao slander on the bingo tonight.
We hate this fellow.
That is on the bingo, right? I'm almost positive it is.
Wouldn't doubt it.
I totally forgot to open the bingo up. Let me do that real quick. I feel myself blushing heavily, as is par for the course in this kind of situation. My heartbeat sounds like a percussion orchestra on drugs. Rin's faux innocent inquiry feels like I'm being grilled over hot coals. You know, like, romantically and...
No.
That was
Yeah,
rather
that's over.
That was rather unambiguous.
No eyes in.
Hold on.
I can't think of a way to cope myself out of this situation. Just keep going.
Rin turns around, giving me the cold shoulder as she returns to looking at her painting. She makes a move to pick up her brush, which lies forgotten on the floor, but decides against it at the last moment.
Can't talk about that kind of thing now. So don't talk about that kind of thing, please. We are friends, right? So you can do that.
The silence those
Friend
words...
zone.
The silence those words leave behind is
That
deafening.
hurt.
I want to say something, but my mouth refuses to move. There's no way I can retain my dignity. Rin finally picks up the brush without giving any explanation for her behavior. Maybe there was something in her voice that gave away some emotion, but I couldn't say what.
What do you mean without any explanation? It was very clear.
You just said, I can't think about that right now. And if you were a normal fucking human being, you'd understand because it's because of the amount of stress and pressure already placed upon her in trying to be a part of the art stadium thingy.
God damn it, Hisao.
Unsocial bitch.
Alright, so Hisao slander is not on the bingo, but Hisao being the worst is, so I feel like we can tick that one off.
Yeah.
He hasn't been ableist this stream yet, though, so I think we're safe there.
In his anger, he just starts throwing slurs at Rin.
Oh, someone forgets their turn. That's something we can put up. And Kenji's ending.
That's a free space right there, bro.
Someone forgets their turn. Kenji's ending. Hisao being the worst. Stupid Discord poll. All of these are good. Alright, I think that's enough for now.
Onward.
Her shoulders slump melancholically as her foot works the canvas in front of her. She won't let me see her face, and I know it. Feeling the weight of my heart grow heavier, I stand up to leave, for I can't stay here any longer today. It's like I have opened Pandora's box by stepping over some line that Rin didn't want me to cross, and she had to turn me down. I walk across the squeaky floor to the door leading to the stairwell.
Perfect sound.
I forgot he did that. I really hated it when he did that when I played this game the first time.
What?
I totally forgot he did that. He said
what?
Confessed to Rin in this moment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rin's quiet voice stops me in my tracks as I'm about to open the door.
Hisao?
My hand, still on the brass doorknob, is waiting for me to turn it or to withdraw. Yeah?
Will you come tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh god.
After a night of bad sleep, I go through the day mostly on automatic. Oh my god. Breathlessly is the music track we're playing right now.
Yippee!
Put on my uniform mechanically,
this is
do
good.
my schoolwork mechanically, eat my lunch mechanically, reply to teachers mechanically, and thus, when the final bell rings, I still feel as if I had just woken up. My mind feels blank and overcrowded at the same time, and I can't even begin to unravel the tangle of feelings I've gotten myself into. I spent the bus trip downtown staring out the window, thinking about these things.
Hope
As
I
a
don't have a
result,
line
by the
because I've got to
time-
go fix some audio issues.
Nice. As a result, by the time I climb the stairs to the atelier 4 floors above Sae's gallery, I'm feeling completely exhausted. Expecting awkwardness, I quietly knock on the door before entering. I spot Rin at the center of the small, clear area in the room, working on a painting. She doesn't acknowledge my arrival in any way. Hi. I came, as promised. Rin snaps her head to my direction immediately. Is she waiting for me to say something? And locks that cold green gaze of hers on me. Although I'm sure my own face can't hide my feelings, Rin's expression is as expectant and neutral as always. The clouded, slightly absent-minded darkness in her eyes is like a wall standing between me and her. It's the first awkward silence between us that is truly awkward. Yesterday, both of us said something we couldn't take back. There's no way it can be undone. I want to say something, but Rin forbade me from doing so. I can't even begin to guess what she's thinking, but I'm feeling the pressure of her lightless eyes on me, compelling me to break the silence without saying the thing I want most to say. To my horror, I find that I can't find any way to start a conversation. It's as if I've completely lost the ability to speak with her. Just keep working if you're in the middle of something. I'll just sit down here. Rin nods wordlessly at me and picks up the brush from the floor with the toes of her right foot. I sink into a worn-out sofa, picking up a book from my bag and opening it to where I stopped last night. Can't really concentrate on it, but it's better than doing nothing. The two of us are so close to each other, together in the same room even, and yet we're both off doing our own thing as if we were miles apart. I can't help but wonder about this unnatural situation. Why did I come here? Because she asked me to do so yesterday, of course. However, looks like there's absolutely no need for me to actually be here. Makes me feel awkward at first. But as I recall the previous silences I've quietly passed with Rin, I settle down and try to tune into that same comfortable mood I was in back then. Time stretches and then slows down. The pages of my book rustle each time I turn them. After maybe half an hour, or 1 hour at most, Rin breaks the silence to my complete surprise.
Hisao,
Yeah?
are you my friend?
It's an echo of yesterday, I know it. So even Rin couldn't just push it aside from her mind. Caught off guard, I answer honestly. Yeah, of course I am. Don't worry about stuff like that. Come on.
Okay.
She doesn't say anything further. I feel happy somehow. Several chapters later, I marked my spot, closed the book, and put it away in my bag. Getting up from the sofa, I see that Rin's made considerable progress on her painting. I take a look at it for a bit. It's still not quite finished, I suppose. It looks great.
Luck to comment on unfinished paintings.
After that, I quietly leave the studio and catch the bus, taking me back to school.
Oh my god. I don't even know what to think anymore.
Okay.
Life
So I wanted
settles...
to mimic Rin.
Huh?
I just responded to what Whiskers said with just okay, because I wanted to mimic Rin. That's my bad.
Oh. Life settles into some sort of vague, undefined norm. I visit Rin whenever I can, but each time is as strange as the first. They consist mainly of me watching Rin at work or just reading a book on the couch while she works. We barely talk at all. Long, quiet evenings stretch over the last weeks of June. I sit on the couch in the atelier, listening to the quiet rustle of Rin's brush and my own heartbeat, trying to make sense of the former and forget about the latter. I'm a silent visitor in this place, a ghost. At some point, I start thinking that my presence is meaningful to Rin somehow, but never end up asking her about it. I don't bring up the forbidden topic anymore either, and try to stop thinking about it altogether. It's hard to do so, and doesn't get any easier with the passage of time. My heart aches every time I look at the awkward figure of the girl I decided I liked, yet who refuses to acknowledge it.
Sorry, I will soon back. I will be back at the bath.
Huh?
He said he'd be back. So...
Do we keep reading, or...?
I don't know.
Probably not, since he's like the major character in this.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Well, God, this one is hecky wacky.
Yep, I told you.
I mean, I really like it. Don't get me wrong now. This has been very cool. But, oh my God. My head hurts.
That's visual novels for you.
Visual novels. Visual novels be like...
How many bad endings did we get when we played through Arcs Root and Tsukiyume?
Only 2 or 3, I think.
That's pretty good, I think.
I think at one point you were like, I don't want to get bad endings, so...
Well, no, because there was a period of time where I thought that we were going down a bad ending that was just really long.
So, and I wasn't doing anything to clarify that, and the reason for that is because there actually is an ending like that, and I think it's Shell's Root, where you're on a bad ending for essentially an entire day without really knowing about it. And for some reason, yeah, go ahead.
It's just weird because, like, there are some bad endings that you understand, and then there's others that
make no
you
sense.
wouldn't have seen coming. Like, how Shiki recovers during his fight with Nero and kills him.
Right, yeah.
Like, I thought that was just gonna be a bad ending, but then he's like, I get up.
I get up. Yeah, I kind of like that about Fate and Tsukihime specifically. I like how bad endings are integrated into those games. There's a lot of them for sure, but because of the nature of the story, it's always uncertain as to whether you're actually on the correct path or not.
I feel like for the most part, it mostly has to do with emotional or moral events rather than physical, like, fights.
But the morals get so fucky-wucky in Tsukihime and Fate anyways that...
Yeah, they sure do.
Oh my God, I'm reminding myself of a scene at the end of Shell's Root that is just... It's oh God.
It's yikesy.
It's a whole yikes.
Uh-oh.
It is really, really bad.
I mean, he only had, like, really one interaction with Shell in Arcs Root, and it was very, very bad.
Oh my God! That line just comes so fucking out of left field that I can't do anything but laugh at it.
I think you found it once in that visual novel.
Yeah. The visual novel roulette where you just do quotes. While we're waiting for Kane, just for fun, I'm gonna open that up and read to you some lines from visual novels.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. vndb.org. All right.
I doubt I'll recognize them, but you know what? Just go ahead.
Alright, here's our first one. Wait, does this mean waifus can pop out of monitors now?
Oh god, what?
That sounds like some sort of gaming-based visual novel.
I have never heard... You came back right in time. I just started reading random quotes, visual novel quotes from VNDB.
Oh.
This next quote is very funny, but I'm not going to read it on stream.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear god.
Put it in Lion's Den.
Put it in Lion's Den? Alright, sure. Have fun with this, guys.
I won't. Actually, now I'm curious. Maybe I will. Curiosity killed the cat. Is an unfortunately true line. Especially for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't got nothing but yeah.
Wait.
I'm not sure if
agree
I should give
wholeheartedly
any
with
context
this.
for that.
It's not at all what I thought it was.
I mean, everyone watching is going to be able to see it. So,
Everyone
you know.
watching... There are people in this Discord who aren't watching right now, though.
Oops.
That's the better.
That's why it's in quotes.
That's why it's in quotes.
You could put the source to remove yourself of.
Nah.
No,
Oh.
no, we're just gonna leave it like that. I'm sorry to
Onwards.
Crispy Forks.
Mm,
Crispy Forks is like the only person who might see that.
and not know what's going on.
My apologies, Crispy Forks. Alright, anyways.
As usual, we managed to get sidetracked.
I still can't seem to find the right words to talk to her about anything at all. But I find quiet solace in observing her from nearby. The distance between us doesn't feel that huge when I can be close to her, even if it's like this. Rin works like a demon. There's barely a moment when she's without a brush between her toes, or not walking in circles around her current work in progress, estimating it from every angle and distance. She seems to be completely taken over by her will to work, to change herself into the sort of artist she believes would be worthy of the trust Nomiya and Sae have placed in her. Piles of sketches, works in progress, tubes of oil paint and brushes slowly begin to crowd the small atelier, making it even messier than it was before Rin acquired the right to use it. I offer to help her clean up every now and again, but each time she refuses. It dawns on me that in her mind, the room is not an utter chaos. Rather, her system of keeping track of everything is so elaborate, only Rin herself can make a sense of it. She knows exactly where everything is, from the tiniest brush to that half-empty tube of crimson that's the perfect shade for some picture in progress. Rin walks from one painting to another, looking at them as if not remembering that she made them. She talks to herself, or to the paintings, even when I'm present, always just quietly enough that I can't make out the words. Every day, Rin pours herself onto the canvas for hours on end, squeezing every bit of her ability and even her soul to make good on that promise she made to me, or herself. Black marks appear beneath her eyes, a sure sign that she's skipping asleep in favor of painting. I'm somewhat surprised to see her at school a few times. I never go and say hello, though, as I somehow feel it would break the silent magic of the evenings we share at the atelier. Sometimes Sae comes by when I'm there. She gives me a certain kind of look when she shows up. I think she doesn't like that I'm always hanging out with Rin up here, but she never says a word about it. She isn't quite as full of praise for Rin's work as Nomiya, but is visibly impressed nevertheless. However, when she turns her eyes from the wonderful works of art to look upon the little red-headed girl that makes them, a sudden deep sadness floats up onto the surface of her expression. I can't explain it, and she never talks about it. June turns into July almost without warning. End-of-term exams are looming dangerously close, but all I can think of is Rin. I feel like a sleepwalker at school, looking forward only to the next time I get to visit that silent place above Sae's gallery. After Rin refuses my attempts at directly helping with her work, I try to figure out other ways to help her. Finally dawns on me that she isn't eating properly. My course of action decided, I stop at the convenience store before going to catch the bus downtown on my next visit to the studio.
1 minute, guys. I'm gonna mute.
Do you want us to
can
wait?
keep going.
Keep going?
No, you can keep
I
going.
dead thought this was a fucking grocery store drive. I already passed it. Never mind.
I feel very energetic as I open the door to the atelier and greet Rin. I brought you some fruit. You need vitamins and actual food after all. Do you even eat up here?
I do eat. If I didn't eat, I couldn't think.
And why don't you eat a couple of these? I shake the bag full of ripe oranges in my hand in a ploy to tempt Rin into taking a break. To my surprise, she actually lays her brush down and walks over to see what I brought. Her expression doesn't change at all when she looks into the bag.
I can't eat oranges, Hisao. It's not work very well with feet.
That's alright. I'll do it. Of course I knew that. She told me herself, after all. I extract the tiny fruit knife I had with me and select one of the round fruits. After making the initial cut, I begin to peel it with my fingers. The strong scent of cut orange rind immediately fills the air as thousands of tiny droplets of oil burst from the skin. I remove the first section of the hard peel and shoot a glance at Rin. So how's work going?
I don't know. It's like I'm in the center of some huge mountain challenge. I'll have to dig my way out.
Must be stressful.
I think it might be. Even though it's just painting. All this, everything feels really strange.
I wonder if Rin is the kind of person who likes to carefully remove all of the white fibrous stuff from oranges before eating them. Or the more careless type who just eats them as they come. Maybe neither. I'm the former type, so I meticulously clean the orange slices one by one while Rin watches the process with mild curiosity. I realize that I don't have the faintest idea about her likes or dislikes, or any of the other little details that make up the concept of a person for those around them. It's like in all this time, I haven't learned much about her at all. Once I've finished lamenting that fact, I realize I've cleaned the entire orange and neatly split it into slices. I hold the slice up, bringing it closer to Rin so she can pick it up. Here. She takes it directly between her lips and then into her mouth whole.
The fuck is that drawing in the background? What? What the hell? Ew.
Look at Attack on Titan.
Jesus Christ.
in San Diego.
I don't know if I would call it. His eyes are fucking bulging out of his head.
His eyes are bulging out of his head. They're facing in different angles, and they also look tilted upward compared to his nose and mouth.
So it's a very weird image. It's just like, that was here when I got here.
I'm almost positive that Rin made it, and that's what's so very strange about it.
What's up?
I can't imagine the things that he's seen.
She takes it directly between her lips and then into her mouth hole. Her lower lip briefly brushes against my fingertip. Rin chews the slice carefully, savoring it as much as possible.
That looks like a sweet potato fry.
You're right.
It does not look like an orange, I'll say that.
Yeah.
I become fixated on the movement of her jaw, the trickle of juice glistening on her lip, the way her throat moves when she swallows the orange slice.
Hisao, shut up. You were supposed to be better.
After I realize what I'm doing, I turn away, feeling embarrassed about watching her so intently.
Not the same as it usually is.
The orange?
Anything.
Oh. Oh, is anything like that ever the same?
It is sometimes, I think. I don't know what, though. I might be starting to paint differently soon. This goes on.
Well, wouldn't that just be the change you keep talking about? She thinks about it, blinking her eyes a few times nervously. For a moment, absolutely nothing happens, as if time itself did a double take. We stare at each other in silence, only that faint, tangy scent of orange floating between us, and the muffled sounds of traffic in the background.
This is what I was worried about.
What were you worried about?
This, her not being happy with how doing the gallery goes.
Oh, the gallery was an inevitability.
Well, whatever. It seems like she's not happy. Completely, at least.
Then I pick
Or
up
she's
another
worried,
slice.
or she's thinking about painting differently, and that's exactly what I wondered. But, whatever.
I think the issue comes from the fact that Rin does this as like a way of communicating.
Yeah.
And now she's being forced to do it even though she may not have anything she wants to communicate.
Yeah.
It's like, make X number of paintings in X number of time.
It's a very, I think it's a good message about, maybe not this particular route, but like in general about the distinction between doing what you love as a hobby and doing what you love as a career.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, this is burnout territory.
I don't think she's burnt out yet, but she's burnt.
Well, yeah, actually, no, burnout's the wrong word, but like, maybe
It changes the way you think about it.
there are some YouTube parallels.
Having to do something where, as opposed to doing something because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then I pick up another slice and hold it to her. She takes it from me with her mouth, just like the first one.
I didn't think it would be like this.
It really does, doesn't it, CD? Well, keep on going and see what happens. It's not like you can do anything else.
Yeah. It's the only thing I can do.
After that, she says nothing more. In the ensuing silence, I feed Rin the rest of the orange, one slice at a time. Then I peel another for her, but she eats as well. The third I eat myself, and the rest are left in their plastic bag, which I put on a small desk next to the couch. She stands up and returns to her painting, with a strange look in her eyes that I haven't seen before. Like most of her expressions, it's completely unreadable. Even when I asked, she wouldn't explain what it means.
Omo Cat tweeted for the first time in a week, and all they said is Omor,
Wait,
I
like
saw
what?
Omori, but without the I.
Omo Cat, as in her personal account.
Yes.
Hold on, I gotta see this.
Though they did tweet Omori plushies today too.
Where is this tweet? I
Mid-stream
can't
Twitter
find
meme.
it.
I suppose.
Here, do you want me to get you the link?
Oh, it's a different
It's a different account, yeah.
And then there's a comment thread that just progressively removes the letters one by one.
Of course.
Omo. Omor E.
Twitter.
Alright, anyways. Some days later, I spot Rin and Sae standing together in front of the gallery as I walk down the street toward the gallery. Wait. I feel like you didn't need to name the gallery twice in that sentence. I need to stop picking on the
No,
writing style of this game.
That's
To be fair,
something
it's
I don't like
slowly
that either.
deteriorating, I think. The writer might have also been slowly going insane.
I would too.
Maybe writing this route had a similar effect on the writer as it did on the
They're just
the
like,
actual
Jesus
route.
Christ, what am I doing?
What have I done? What have I created? Some days later, I spot Rin and Sae standing together in front of the gallery as I walk down the street toward the gallery. They seem to be talking to each other while Sae has a smoke. Good afternoon. I say this even though it's not really afternoon anymore. I came a bit later than usual since I got caught up doing homework. It's going to be dark soon.
Is this something? Oh! Ah! I did it again. Okay. Hello there, Hisao. Come to visit the little kitten again.
Rin makes a face at the nickname. I guess she doesn't really like it. Ironically, the way she wrinkles her nose like that, it really does make her look a bit like a cat.
I gotta turn this fucking music down. I can't hear you over the music now.
It is loud, like this track in particular.
Hello.
Is just a little.
Sae turns back to Rinning to continue the conversation they were having.
So, in other words, everything is going well enough.
Rinning makes a difficult expression and turns her face away from him for some reason.
Difficult. Feels like I'm missing something, but I'll do it.
Work hard and it'll be fine. That's not how that works. I'm going to start working on my part of the preparations. I need to do a sales catalog, invitations, decorations, advertisements, and so on. I need the name for your works, and we also need to think up the general theme for the exhibition.
They don't have it in them like that. I'm not very good with words, so I don't use them. If I cannot use them. If I cannot use them. I mean, sometimes I have to, but I think this is not a time like that at all.
You don't like naming your works?
Oh, I don't like it, shit.
Oh, I guess it's hard to come up with a good name for something like this. Rin shakes her head vehemently.
Not like that. It's like if I paint a cloud and call it mountains. People will think about it differently than if I paint a cloud and call it the end of the world. Every name is wrong. Nothing ever explains what I feel like when I make a painting. It's not a word thing.
Huh.
The only thing would be to okay. The only thing would be to come up with new words for everything. But would it help at all?
No, I don't think so.
If you smoking.
The name.
Oh, and she has a cigarette. Okay.
No. Then the
That was
paint
a bad
just
joke.
go.
I'm sorry. We'll move on.
Just. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It was me. Like, I think the music is getting to me. It's very loud. Alright, we'll go with just unnamed number 1 and so on. It's a bit inconvenient, but...
That's no good. Unnamed means that you just didn't come up with a good name. And unnamed is a name. That Greek guy with the sheep on it.
Nobody.
Sae thinks about this for a while, furrowing her brow as she keeps looking at Rin's serious face.
So, you're saying your artwork should be completely without labels?
I think that's what I'm saying.
Sae lets out a dry laugh, the kind old ladies who smoke too much always seem to end up with.
Ouch. I'm not replicating that. Let's hope your work will never end up in a museum. Curators would explode.
She takes a contemplative puff of her cigarette, which is worn down to not much more than a butt. She drops it into an ashtray affixed to the wall next to the door.
Again, it's good work.
What do you mean?
This namelessness, the rejection of labels, it works. It's a good unifying theme, something people can grasp onto easily. Allows for a lot of room for interpretation. It gives a good impression. Think about it. All sorts of associations can be made, starting from identity and self-definition, all the way to whatever you want to think about it. You could call your exhibition Nameless and build it on that theme. How does that sound?
Rin thinks about this for a while. I'm not sure how Sae managed to get so fired up by Rin's reluctance to apply names to her works. Feels like she might be extrapolating too much, but it's a pretty impressive sounding idea.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
For what it's worth, I have to say it sounds pretty good to me, too. Sae reaches into her pocket for another cigarette, lighting it with a neon green butane lighter. Her forehead wrinkles, and she rubs it as she appears to furiously think more on this idea. She doesn't say a word for a little bit, but every now and then she takes a sharp drag from the cigarette.
Yes, I think this would work out pretty nicely. I'm going to take this as the starting point and work from there. But didn't she just dispose of her cigarette? Or did she get another one?
She got another one.
That's not important. Oh, okay. I'm going in to work on this. You go back upstairs and try to find your missing ingredient. I'm sure it'll come to you sooner or later.
Green doesn't reply. Hisao takes one last long puff from her cigarette and drops it in the trash to join with others of its kind.
She a chain smoker.
The gallery owner turns to head back inside, but is stopped by Rin just as she reaches the door handle.
Sae?
What is it, kitten?
Can I have some cigarettes?
No. That's illegal, right? It's
No.
smoking age in Japan.
Smoking.
There is no smoking age.
There's no smoking
Hold on,
age?
no,
There
I
might
think
be
you
one
have
in
to be
Japan.
you have to be a certain age to buy.
Oh, you
a
have to be
cigarette.
20.
She looks at Rin incredulously, clearly not having expected such a direct request.
No.
Not that
no,
I did
no.
either.
Don't tell your teacher.
She stuffs the packet in Rin's pocket along with the neon green lighter.
No.
How's she gonna...
Yeah,
No offense, how's she gonna... Like, a lighter is kind of hard to do even with a working hand.
Wait. Hold on. You're right.
The day is already folding into dusk when we climb up the dark stairs leading up to what is now basically Rin's atelier. As we go inside, Rin doesn't seem to be able to settle down. She keeps pacing around the room like a caged animal, looking through the skylight at the burgundy-colored dusk.
Cigarettes will not give you what you want, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, they will. They'll make you look cool and epic, and they're great, and you should smoke more.
Jesus.
Alright, that's another bingo space.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Bad out of context, just to catch up.
Oh.
Okay. Well, like,
Just written down.
Everyone
Is-
was
is
so
Kane being a chain
goddamn
smoker?
confused.
In advertising the cigarette companies.
That
Is that a man
should
with a
actually
broom?
be their advertisements. Just, you look so cool smoking cigarettes. Do you want to look like an action movie hero?
I think there
is
are
what
more
you
ads
need.
against cigarettes now than there are for cigarettes.
Because you can't advertise cigarettes on TV or anything like that.
Oh.
Oh, really?
You can
Yeah.
advertise them in magazines, but you have to have like big, gigantic boxes that say this could be addicting and might cause
Addicting,
serious
this could
damage
kill
to your
you,
health.
cancer, you know. Long story short, viewers, do not smoke. Probably not.
Don't listen to Kane.
On one hand, no,
You guys are pussies listening. Start doing crack.
No, go one step
Start with
higher.
heroin.
Go big or go home, bitch.
Oh no. You're getting banned.
About to get banned from Twitch.
Yippee!
The last light of the sun's advance across the sky reflects from the clouds floating over the town, filling every corner of the atelier with blazing orange light. So, painting is going well? She blinks, then relaxes her muscles. I didn't even realize how tensed up she was until now.
Not really. I haven't painted in 3 days. I'm going in squares.
Circles.
You say so. I tried doing things a bit different, but it doesn't work. And now the old way doesn't work either. I need something more. It's not enough like this.
Rin's response gives me pause, since as usual I can't exactly understand what she means. Although really I shouldn't have expected anything else. She either says nothing at all or too much. Trying to comprehend and follow her train of thought feels like wading through the jungles of Borneo equipped with a wooden spoon and a map of Hokkaido. It's annoying how her thoughts are both laid out in plain sight and hidden from view every time she opens her mouth. What more? You said that to Sae as well. A missing ingredient?
I think I have to destroy myself.
Whoa.
Okay, that sounds unnecessarily grim. What do you mean? Rin's shoulders slump, and she turns to face me directly.
I have to change. I've tried, but this is not enough. I have to destroy my first self. Destroy myself first, I think.
Just to be clear, you were speaking metaphorically, right? Like learning to paint from scratch again or whatever, so to speak. She shrugged her shoulders as if there was no difference.
There was no difference. No way.
So, you are going to start by smoking a cigarette for inspiration.
Maybe. Never tried this before. You?
No, can't say I have.
Pussy.
Still, I'm not really sure if having a smoke is the best starting point. She responds to my words with another nonchalant shrug. I open the cigarette pack and look inside. It's almost full.
How?
Yeah. Good point.
Sae, the
exactly
chain
going
smoker,
easy.
leaving a cigarette pack.
I guess it was an
almost
extra
full?
one.
Ain't no fucking way.
Smoking is bad for you, but that's the idea here, I guess.
Hold on, I'm looking for something real quick.
A pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Actually, yes.
Actually, yes,
How
that
did
is
you know?
exactly what I'm doing.
This music does not make me feel better about the situation.
Called Cage
Yeah,
Shark.
right.
It's very good. Oh my god, the current scene is called Self-Destruction.
This was the music they played when Hisao was in the hospital.
Yep.
This music is played a lot of times during a very mildly tense moment.
Hmm.
It was one of the mild
I think
attempts
it's
on
just supposed to give you a sense of unease.
Yeah.
Which
does
it does a
that.
great
Still
job
on
of.
that.
Yeah. Yes. I need to do something. I need something more.
So,
Oh.
okay, fine. What's after smoking a cigarette then? How do you intend to destroy yourself? Rin thinks for a split second, averting her gaze like she does when she doesn't want to get distracted.
I don't know yet. I'll decide later.
Rin bends down to pick out a cigarette from the end. She raises her head with one between her lips and turns to me.
Jesus, no.
Eyebrows curved into two arcs, challenging me to respond.
This is such a funny image.
This is fucking hilarious.
Out of context, it looks hilarious.
It looks like a shitpost.
It looks like
It
looks
does.
like someone fucking photoshopped it
It's
onto
like that
her
Rousey
face.
meme.
The
from-
Rousey meme.
It's just Ring with a blunt.
Oh, but it's so much worse in context.
All they need is the MLG sunglasses. Hold on.
I feel like those
Oh
would
my
fit
God.
Rin anyway.
Okay, if you do that, Leo, you also have to have like Neko Arc dancing in the corner. That way, if someone comes to the stream, they're just lost completely.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Oh my god.
I want to see these MLG glasses.
Oh my god. Oh dear.
Why won't it let me?
Jesus. We have taken. We have taken destroyed it. Oh my god. Oh dear. With me, and we'll be in a world of your.
Imagination, and
I don't know
you'll
that
see.
song.
Now add an 808 and a trill onto that, and you got yourself a damn good song.
Oh yeah, like a marching drum, or not a marching, whatever.
No,
Snare.
not at all.
Wait, an HO8? Oh, I thought you
An
said
808,
Wait, that's a snare, right?
kinda.
What?
I mean,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
It's well, okay. It's a specific time of whatever, and then a trill. I should probably know this, considering that I compose music, but generally with.
Should I
drums-
leave this up, guys?
Wait, I don't. I need to see.
I don't
it.
see it.
Oh my god! Go to the stream.
You gotta go to the actual Twitch stream. It's not gonna be on Discord.
Oh my my god!
God damn it, it's not loading. Let me see the
You are
name.
about to gain 1 new view.
Oh, it's like perfect.
This is a certified hood classic.
This fits the title perfectly. Leave it up for as long as we can.
We need a screenshot of this so this can be
Yes.
the thumbnail of the VOD.
Yeah.
I'm keeping a thumbnail just for personal use.
Oh. Ow! I just rejected my lung. Alright, while we're
Now
paused,
that we have successfully MLG, so what are you gonna do? I was gonna say.
I need to go get water.
Hurry!
I'll be back. I should be back. I'm pretty quick, but
Cool.
oh my god. Jeezums.
This is definitely a good meme.
It is.
I feel like this should be like the screen we put up whenever like we need to censor something. What the fuck?
Huh?
What are you? I recognize the first part, but what is the rest?
It just evolved into actual gibberish.
Oh,
Hello? I swear I
Yeah.
heard laughing. Where'd Leo go?
Now
I'm
we
here.
start with Leo 9.
Hold on. I'm trying to do something real quick. I'm probably gonna have to give up on it, but I'm gonna try still.
It's weird what the Discord mic picks up and does not pick up.
Yeah.
I make small noises and won't do it. I just sneezed, it didn't pick that up.
you just sneezed?
Probably was like,
I
yeah,
think it tries. I think it specifically like doesn't pick up wind sounding noises. You know, try and block out
wondered about
fans.
Wait, really? Can you guys hear this?
I heard the first
Yeah,
half.
what do you think?
I heard I did.
I heard the first like noise of you blowing into it, and then the rest cut out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just not like windy noises. I just tried. What is Leo
I have
doing?
no idea if this is gonna
Putting a
work, but I
sombrero
really
on.
want it to.
Oh, okay. Well, I have to leave for another 10 seconds.
Okay.
Cat.
What you doing?
Real quick, will everyone talk for me?
No, I
Sure.
don't think I will talk to you. Honestly, I feel like I want to be quiet just because you told me not to talk. So I don't think you're gonna get anything out of me right now.
Okay, so
I
funny
think we have to
story.
interrogate Kane.
I might be reconsidering wireless headphones because I just, it being my usual clumsy self, just managed to bend the USB on these headphones 90 degrees. Before
What?
they were at a 630, they just bent to 90.
How do you bend a USB 90 degrees? What?
I'm asking the same question and getting no answers.
Is it broken?
So, no, I'm still listening through them.
So
So
not unplug those.
I guess the wires are still intact. It's just like the form of it. But yeah, I'm gonna need headphones real soon, and I need to figure out, cause I don't know, maybe I do need expensive headphones if they need to be good wireless, or I need to just be more careful with wires.
Yeah, hide your USB on the backside of your PC so you can't run into it.
That's a good idea, and I'll also like tape it to the side. That way, if I do pull on it, it pulls on the desk or part of the cord.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a Whiskers moment. So, anyways, let's continue. Please, let's take the focus off of this.
Yeah, let's take the All right.
Despite what my efforts to put the focus on it for a minute. Anyways, go.
All right. With a sigh of resignation, I pick up the lighter and raise it to meet the cigarette. I can feel Rin's warm breath against my quivering hand.
Alright, I had my earbuds off for a second. I'm sorry.
The flame flickers to life on the third strike of the flint, and I try to aim the dancing fire at the end of the cigarette.
No.
An amber-colored glow spreads into the wrapping paper and tobacco
Hisao.
as Rin inhales the first smoke. Seems to relax her significantly.
No.
To my surprise, she doesn't cough, despite telling me that she's a first-timer. Rin seems to remember that it's hard to blow the smoke out without spitting the cigarette out as well. She quickly sits down on the floor, bringing her foot to her lips, like a circus contortionist, and expertly picks the filter between two toes. I get down on the floor as well, and we both lie down almost simultaneously while Rin blows a steady stream of smoke toward the dim sky beyond the glass of the skylight, looking after it thoughtfully.
What?
A thin haze of steely blue smoke slithers toward the ceiling in a fish-like movements. It billows in the stagnant air of the atelier, twisting and turning around its own immaterial body until it dissipates in thin air.
What's the word for smoke that looks like that?
A bad
Vapor?
idea.
No, it's vapor.
It's a bad
There
idea.
is no word for that.
It's vapor. Maybe we should come up with one.
It's a
Maybe.
bad idea.
I think it's smoke.
Yeah.
It's the word stop spelled out in all caps.
What if Rin didn't know what she was describing because she's just never read like a dictionary?
That's why she knows no words.
She's just illiterate, and we had no idea this whole time.
I get to see
By
her
the
read a
way,
book. I get to even see her pick up a book. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem, I think.
Hisao, I don't have a way with words. I think I figured out the problem, Rin.
Rin takes another quick experimental drag.
Not very tasty. Feels like inhaling the dust lying on top of a forgotten milk about the memories of a dead kingdom. That's a lot of words. You want to try?
What?
My hesitation unintentionally surfaces again, making me freeze in the face of a rather trivial and
Hisao.
commonplace challenge.
Again,
Ability
one
to take
smoke ain't
everything.
gonna kill you. Just don't get addicted.
That's the
I mean, I think that
Yeah,
is
listen to
essentially the
Kane.
problem.
One smoke ain't gonna kill you.
It's the 402nd.
That's not how addictions start.
It's not
I never see an addict who's only smoked once. That's all I'm saying.
Oh
Oh dear God, it's so wrong but so funny. Oh boy.
Rin's ability to take
Okay.
everything so coolly is something I'm a bit jealous of. Alright.
Nah.
Taking it from her, this is just a completely different art style than usual.
It is, but my thoughts on Hisao have improved dramatically. For no particular reason. I simply think the writing has improved.
Yes, we are, CD.
This is so dumb. You guys are the worst. They are.
Oh, God.
Why?
Whiskers, you think this is bad?
Lol.
In what? When? When does it get worse? And when can I call it? Wait, okay, what do you mean? Like, do you mean a different visual novel, or later in the same route, or in somebody else's route?
I'm
Do
gonna
they
leave
do
that up to your
heroin in a different-
imagination. I'm gonna leave that up to your imagination.
No, that makes it worse.
That's the point.
Things get weird soon.
They do. They really do.
Not like
Alright.
soon. Not like in the same session, but
Soon.
within the next couple of cutaways.
But they do become addicts. Oh no.
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 God damn it.
Oh, well,
No.
Well, I-
Hush.
Shh.
Okay,
Anyway,
you
shut
know
up.
what? Just go.
Inhale the smoke.
Taking it from her, I have a drag on it, fighting against the sudden choking feeling in my lungs as they fill with smoke. To my embarrassment, I fail, wheezing and hacking my lungs out. I feel flustered, but maybe I haven't lost too much face in Reen's eyes. It's less unpleasant on the second try, but I still pass the cigarette back to Reen.
Oh.
We're like a pair of budding delinquents in middle school, sneaking their first smoke out of sight of the teachers and parents. Well, I suppose it's not like, that's exactly what we are. After a while, the cigarette has shrunk most of the way down to the filter. Reen is still looking quietly out of the skylight. With her looking out there, the silence in the atelier seems to deepen even more. Are the cogs of creativity turning behind those eyes right now?
Do another one, pussy.
I
No.
mechanically pick up another cigarette, light it, and place it on Reen's lips. She takes a few quick puffs and moves it awkwardly around with her lips.
Good shit.
Not understanding her garbled words, I glance over at Reen. Looks like she's having trouble with the cigarette. Pick the cigarette from her lips and place it on mine, abandoning common sense and good reason while I do so. The first one should have been enough for me, but I take another drag, still coughing a little at the unpleasant sensation of smoke invading my
Hey, wait,
respiratory
question.
organs. Yeah,
What year did this come out?
2012?
something
Well.
early 2010s.
1, 2,
Hold
or
on.
I think we looked this up when we first started, so I think it was 2012.
It came out 2012. Yep, January 4th, 2012.
I need to double check something.
Why?
Uh-oh.
34.
They stole from Breaking Bad.
They
What?
stole from
This is just Jane and Jesse.
I don't
I
feel
know
like
that.
this is
What?
that I feel like this
That.
is a rather commonplace scene in a lot of fiction.
Bad influence artists having a rocky relationship and working together by smoking.
Oh.
Albeit they
I
smoke
mean, I haven't watched
heroin.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Albeit I smoked heroin. That's a fucking. I went from 0 to 100 real quick.
It is
I'll have
Breaking
to-
Bad.
I'll have to continue watching it and see what.
Wait, are you not on
This is a
season
good
2?
one, CD.
I'm on early season 2. You said it's
Oh.
it's Jesse and who?
Jane.
Yeah, I don't know who Jane is
guys,
yet.
That's not major spoilers. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Anyways, continue.
I remember doing something like this before.
So you have smoked. Doesn't look like it though.
Nah, lying on my back and looking at the sky with you.
Oh.
I agree, CD. I actually like that image right there. I like the art style in that image more
Same.
than a lot of the other ones in the game.
I mean, it's good. I just wish they were,
I
drinking
wish the
slushies rather
context
than.
was better.
I mean, for all my crapping on this is a kind of a cool narrative moment.
Right.
It is like an interesting concept that Rin's trying to destroy herself. Like, she's not smoking because she wants to smoke. She's smoking because she knows it will destroy her.
Thanks.
Do drugs, kids.
Do drugs,
No.
kids. Absolutely.
Smoking
Right
won't destroy
away.
you.
It's the slow
to
growth
your
and
local
progression of
drug dealer.
drugs that will destroy you.
Destroy
Smoking is
yourself.
an entry drug, so if you never do anything harder, you're A-okay.
That's definitely how that works.
I'm done with it. I'm done with this trying to keep up with
I'll
it.
stop.
No, it's really funny, so maybe don't, but
We're gonna clip
let's
the hell
continue.
out of this. It's gonna be so fun.
Rin, puff puff pass. Don't be a blunt dog.
oh god. Oh boy, alright.
The sky on the other side of the glass is slowly growing darker. It's unreachably high, even if the shimmering smoke seems to make it closer. I return the cigarette back to Rain's mouth. It feels bad somehow. The space between us, less than an arm's reach, is still there. It's the distance between us, the immeasurably wide chasm of thoughts and feelings that separates us with graver certainty than even light years of physical distance could. By saying the right words, there might be a way to make that chasm narrower, even if it's just a little. I tried to cross that gap with one big step, but Rin turned me back. I glance at her out of the corner of my eye. Rin is staring upward through the smoke-filled ceiling and the skylight of the darkening sky above us. It's almost as if she's sleeping, even though I know she isn't. Her eyes are open, as is her mouth. Take the cigarette from Rin before it falls on her cheek. She doesn't react to my touch in any way. So this is where we are now. I wonder if we can ever be closer than this.
Can't possibly be closer than smoking a cigarette together. That's like peak relationship.
Definitely.
of course.
I take a drag of the cigarette and blow a thin stream of smoke upward. These indirect kisses are the only thing that connect us right now. The taste of Rin's lips on
Did
the
you have
filter
to phrase?
mixed with the ashen taste of the smoke. Her soft lips against my fingers as I press the cigarette on her mouth, as if she was placing kisses on them. The ash.
Hisao, I know you think you're a poet, but this needs to stop.
yeah, but
I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling to read these lines with a straight face. The ash softly falling on the floor between us like snow. As the second cigarette is being finished off, I'm already lighting the third one.
no.
The only thing breaking the stillness of the atelier is the inaudible sound of smoke floating toward the first stars blinking overhead.
The inaudible sound.
Light nausea
real
hits me with the
poetic.
fourth or fifth cigarette.
No
Before
way.
long, the shape of the waxing moon appears in the skylight, shedding her wan light down upon us. It'll be a full moon in a few days. It'd be nice to be able to fly. I flinch after realizing it was my own voice that gave birth to remark. The bastard child of almost inebriating smoke and tiredness.
Can't?
What?
You can?
Sometimes I feel like it. Like I can do anything.
I can do anything.
I can
Oh, I can do anything.
God damn it. Put that onto the Toby Fox thing.
Yep, there. I was about to say. That's another bingo.
Nope, now you're mixing things.
Different secret boss.
I really want to run over the piano, but I'll refrain.
Though, to be fair, both of those bosses are so common knowledge at this point that they could hardly be considered secrets.
That's true.
Alright, let's continue.
Secret, please look at me, bosses.
I do gotta wrap it up. I gotta go, I got classes tomorrow.
Cut
Oh no,
glasses.
sorry, Kane.
I can do anything.
I wish I felt like that too sometimes. Wonder if she hears the bitterness seeping into my words. The vicious cycles of unrequited feelings is poisoning me, even now. I try to push the grim thoughts aside. My efforts meet with little success as my mind keeps swirling around what-ifs and if-onlys. Watching the moon slowly creeping higher, I realize that a long time has passed since I came here. It sobers me somewhat, but also reminds me of the sad status quo we're in now. It's late. I better get back to school. I stand up to leave, but Rin doesn't show any signs of rising up from the floor. She lies inanimate, as if all life had been snapped from her. Little wisps of smoke float around her, memories of the cigarettes we shared. I grasp her by her short and thin arms and try to pull her up. To my surprise, she complies and stands up with some help from me. I noticed how little Rin weighs, as if she were made of feathers.
He's missing a couple pounds. Sorry, awesome. Keep going.
God fucking damn it, Kane.
Oh god.
Are you going to stay here overnight?
I have to. I haven't painted much in 3 days. I have to find out how I can start painting. Maybe the smoke helps.
Just take a break?
That's no good. I have to do it. If I can't paint anymore, I'll be destroyed for real.
Maybe you're just burnt out. You've been working pretty hard.
That would be bad. I wonder if this is it. I wanted to see how far I can go. Maybe this is it. This is the end.
You just have artist's block. It's not a big deal.
What's the word for when you can't paint, right? I've had that before. Never like this, though. Pick up a brush, and then I just want to put it down straight away. And then I do. 3 days. It's like I've forgotten how to paint. I don't think that was possible. Like, more impossible than Emmy growing wings and a tail.
You need a break. I mean, I get that you're trying to go deeper inside yourself for your paintings, but it's not really that healthy to stay inside your head for so long. I glance at the night sky visible through the window. A couple of stars are weakly twinkling above the city. They remind me of something I used to do once upon a time. It feels so horribly long ago. Come on, let's go outside.
Where?
Just for a walk. I'll show you my secret place. I don't know if it works in this town, but we can try. In any case, you need a break. And probably something to eat. Come on. You need to get your thoughts away from this for a while. When they're troubled, most people escape from their unhappy lives into a world of fantasy. I did that before, and still do today, reading books endlessly, immersing myself in their world rather than my own. Rin's escape should be the other way around, though, out of her inner world and into the real. Rin doesn't look happy about this, but I ignore her. At least she's somewhat cooperative, walking after me as we head down the stairs, and then down the sidewalk. Night has fallen upon the town. It's a gentle summer night. Okay, this, like, really reminds me of a street in Darwin for some reason. Do not ask me why.
Darwin?
Suburbia blending.
Like a place in...
It's the capital city of the Northern Territory in Australia.
Oh.
I don't know.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of something, but not that, obviously.
I could not explain why. It just does. Like, upon further examination,
It has a very certain feel to it.
Right.
So
It feels like a road.
it feels like
Like a lot of roads.
but it feels like a very
observational,
specific
yeah.
road to me, is all I'm saying.
That's fair.
Oh, ignition.
It's a gentle summer night, smelling of flowers and hot asphalt. The sun is replaced by shining neon colors and bland yellow street lights. The air is easy to breathe, as if the air pressure was noticeably lighter than usual. The feeling of daytime in the hot summer has lasted long.
Yeah, that's because you were
into the
smoking.
night. I grab Rin by her sleeve like I've seen Emmy do, and to my surprise she obediently follows. The pale street lights fight against the all-enveloping darkness as we walk together, the guide and the guided, although neither knows the destination. But it doesn't matter. This is the one moment where the usual silences that have become a ritual between me and Rin at last fit perfectly. We walk side by side, choosing directions on impulse or inspiration. Sometimes we find ourselves back at a street we've already seen once or twice. Sometimes we find new streets. All of them look asleep. Green doesn't ask where we're going. Maybe she doesn't care. Maybe she knows I don't have an answer. The silence of the night isn't scary after all. The lights drive most of it away. The air grows cooler as the moon progresses along its journey in the cloudless sky. Few cars roam the streets at this hour, and even fewer people are on the sidewalk. The apparent lack of nocturnal life is somehow befitting of this place. There are around-the-clock shops and cafes, sure, but the atmosphere is like the town itself is slumbering. A town that sleeps 8 hours a day. The city I grew up in, bathed in the electric glow of a million light bulbs, never slept. Comfort, this is a good song. I've seen it for myself. It's not the first time I've done this. It happened one of the first times I was home alone. Both of my parents had a business trip that neither could cancel, so they deemed me old enough to survive 2 days on my own. Their misplaced trust in me did not go to waste as I proceeded to spend the entire night out walking around the city. Even afterward, I couldn't say what made me want to stay downtown longer than I intended after school. I didn't feel like going home, so I stayed through the evening and eventually through the entire night. I walked long, concentric circles around a landmark I'd chosen at random. For some reason, the nighttime city felt fascinating, so I walked its streets. At every intersection, it was possible to choose your direction at random because they all lead nowhere. The aimless wandering made me see things differently. I hope it'll do the same for Ring. We stopped to buy some hot coffee and snacks from a vending machine, then locate a bench where we sit down to eat. There's no time in the night of the town, so we spend an unknown amount of it just sitting there, observing the stillness of the usually vivid townscape. Still, it's getting very late, and soon, it'll be getting very early.
Oh, I get it. So this is it? This is how it ends?
Hearing Rin's voice surprises me. She doesn't sound bored, rather her tone is inquisitive, uncertain as to why I dragged her out here, yet curious to find out the answer. Yeah. Have you ever been out all night? It's like a different world. The remark sends her thinking for a while, looking around as if she was looking for something. The wisps of light reflected from the corners of her eyes are suddenly very sharp.
Not a different world. It's the same. Just asleep. What do you think this town is doing about? Maybe something like car sheep or building sheep? Why are dreams always about sheep?
I've never seen a sheep-related dream that I can remember.
Different towns dream of different things?
Probably. How could they not? I answer her half-jokingly, half-spurring her on. For the first time tonight, it seems like a bit of Rin's life has returned to her. She doesn't continue her list of rhetorical questions, though. Instead, she leans back a little and looks up at the moon traveling above the town. The cool breeze blowing between the buildings seems to steal the conversation away before it even really begins. It's too bad. Looked like Rin would get out of her blue mood. Wish I could somehow know the right things to say, but I realize I can't do that the way I am now. I'm too far apart from Rin. I haven't really managed to crack her open. She's just too complicated. It's like she's open to everything, equally interested in everything from the outset. In truth, she's locked tighter than anyone else I know, even myself. Sometimes she locks herself inside that inner world, shutting everything else out. At other times, her thoughts flow freely from her mind, but not organized in any fashion that would make them intelligible to the rest of the world. What comes out in the form of paintings, I can't interpret. To me, it's just a sea of colors and shapes, not a message. She's too far away. I know now it was a bad idea to try to reach her in the way I did, but I can't help liking her. Look at the fingers of my right hand, trying to remember what Rin's lips felt like against them. Do you ever feel like you're trying to reach out for something that's impossible to reach? Rin turns her gaze to me, tilting her head quizzically. I wonder if she understands the meaning of my rhetorical question or not. Either way, I like how I can manage to catch her attention just by speaking aloud nowadays.
All the time. At least I think so. That's what painting feels like. A lot of the time. Or all the time. I don't know. Sometimes I get the feeling that I can really paint what I want. Sometimes it feels like it's just another shadow of me. Like a mirror that doesn't work right.
Like talking?
Maybe. When I was little, I didn't really have any friends. Maybe it's the same now. The only things I liked were pens and paints. They were the only things that understood me. Now it feels like that's going away too. Change really is a scary thing.
I wish I could understand you. She looks at me melancholically, roused by my thoughts materializing as words spoken aloud.
Me too.
Whether she meant she wished for me to understand her to understand me, or her to understand herself, I never ask, nor do I find out. I see her eyes searching for mine, serious and cryptic as they are, not getting any explanation from there.
Don't worry.
I will. Small hints of a smile are wavering on her lips. When she's like this, it makes me feel that maybe there's hope for us. We get along so well for being so different. It's just that we never really get along precisely because we are so different. Maybe it was Rin's passionate speech, passionate approach to her own art exhibition, or perhaps my own careless words, but last week was different from usual. The small friction between us seemed to be somewhat volatile, but at least now we seem to be back to normal, relatively speaking. We stand up from the bench and pick yet another direction in which to go. The wee hours of the night slowly pass by as we measure the streets of the town, one step at a time. We are finally at ease, not minding the rare lone passerby, the eerie darkness, each other, ourselves. Rin's steps seem lighter, like the heavy air around her is letting go a little. It makes me feel happy. We don't talk, save for the single remarks that are spoken into the night of the town and never answered. The details jump into the eye instead of being the usual blur they are during the day. As the sky above the town changes from deep, dark blue to gray, I know that our night is soon ending. It's almost morning. Rin looks up too and nods at me.
Yep.
It's true. The coming light of morning is creeping through the sky, climbing higher by the minute. It feels surreal. The sun won't come up for a while, but I get the feeling that the end of this night really is here and now. Should we head back? Rin nods again, twice, her hair waving in the breeze that seems to be heralding the coming dawn. Abruptly, she takes off, taking the lead in this walkabout on which I'd brought her. It seems she really is in a better mood. This, too, makes me feel happy. Rin's navigational skills are probably not much better than mine, but we eventually find ourselves in front of Sae's place. I don't know if this was any help. I did this once before, but it was more because of a stupid impulse or maybe restlessness back then. Maybe this was a silly idea and didn't really help you at all. She just nods as an answer. So, do you know how you're going to destroy yourself now?
I have some ideas. I don't want you to see for a while.
I think you read that line wrong.
Oh, shit. No, I read that right. I have some ideas. Oh, shit. I did. I have some ideas. I don't want to see you for a while. Don't come and see me. Do something else.
Her ultimatum catches me completely off guard. What the hell? What's that about?
Oh, Hisao.
You said before that you didn't mind.
Hisao, I don't think you get it. I don't think you talk to women enough. I'm mine now. It's just for a while. I have to do this alone.
I don't like that.
Why?
I don't want it to go like this.
Why?
I just don't want to feel this distance between you and me. She tilts her head like a bird, her eyes narrowing a little as she thinks.
Then you can touch me.
What?
You can touch me if you want. Feel better, right?
I don't know.
Right.
Where do you want me to touch you?
No.
No boobs or left ear. Other than that, you can decide. Oh, left ear. Van Gogh, maybe? Is that a Van Gogh reference?
I guess.
Or is it the fact her left ear is the only one visible?
She just doesn't have a right one.
She doesn't have a right. She hasn't had one this whole time. I raise my hand hesitantly, even though I don't know why I'm actually doing this. Her eyes tell me that she's not going to explain. 1,000 thoughts race through my head as I slowly bring my hand closer to Rin's face and press 3 fingers against her pale cheek. Rin feels soft and cold. She closes her eyes on contact and visibly relaxes. I can feel her soft breathing, her muscles releasing tension as my fingertips caress her cheek. She doesn't rest her head against my palm or anything else you'd expect a girl to do in this sort of situation. In fact, she hasn't reacted
Would you expect?
at all. I don't fucking know, dude.
A heart attack the first time. No, shit.
And that's a heart attack joke. There's another one for the bingo. Oh, it's so frustrating. We're like on like 3 different lines. We're 1 box away from a bingo. In fact, she hasn't reacted at all, save for those now shut eyes. Once I withdraw my hand, she opens them again. It might just be an illusion created by the timid morning sunlight playing with my eyes, but Rin looks like she's holding back a smile. This is the problem with our relationship. Half the time I have no idea what's going on, and the other half I just fail to understand why things are going on like they are. As usual, I'm not going to get an explanation. Rin merely takes a step toward the door.
See you later.
Then she disappears from my reach for an undefined period of time.
Dun, 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 dun.
Alright, that seems like a good place to end the stream.
Good place.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Save, baby! It seems you've gotten over your habit of habitually saving. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but it's a thing.
To be fair, saving in Act 1 is far more important than saving in any other act.
That is very true.
No, I just save before every choice, and then when we stop the stream.
Mm.
What just happened? Heck if I know.
What? Who said that?
Quick. How
That's
many
CD.
scenes did we go through on
We got 3% more, baby.
3 more %?
Go slowly now.
So we went boundless.
That was, God, my head. That hit in so many ways, and also flew over my head in so many ways.
Well,
Oh wow, it looks like we're
Alright.
This is
we're
really
only
good.
2
though.
or 3 scenes from the end of Act 2. It looks like
oh
This
shit.
is
Oh, yeah.
Act 2?
Act 3. I mean,
Oh, okay. This is Act 3?
if you
Actually, no,
notice,
that makes
you
more
notice
sense.
how that, and I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I
this is
know.
the
There's a
case,
line break.
But
Although,
there's
yeah, we
there's
don't know.
that little like, it
Wait, hold
shifts
on.
up and down just ever so slightly.
Are we in Act 2 or Act 3?
3? Distance.
Okay.
Things can't give up. I think the reason why that is not shaded in is because
Is that a bad end?
No, it has to do with a choice that you make earlier. So
Fuck.
would you guys like to know something? It won't affect this playthrough, and to be honest, you guys probably aren't going back through, so it doesn't really matter to you anymore. You actually have the option to leave the art club.
Oh,
Neat.
So
What does
earlier in
that-
the game,
what does that do?
Does it cause bad
leaving
ending?
the art club. Let's see. If you leave
Are there just
the
not
art
any art club events? Is that like the only
Yeah.
difference?
It
Alright, I'm sorry to say it.
Yeah,
I
go
do have
ahead,
to go.
Kane. Go.
yeah, Gain's got to
If
get
it's
to
important,
bed.
we'll tell you
Post the
later.
info on Leo's Den because I am interested.
I also should be leaving as well because
Yeah.
I do have work tomorrow.
Basically,
Yep.
all
Sorry, guys.
leaving the art club does is
I have
affects
to-
like a single scene.
Oh.
It doesn't
Alright.
do much.
Have a good night, y'all. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
Kane.
Yeah.
Alright.
Fare thee well to you as well, Marak, and to CD and anyone who dropped by my stream. Thank you guys so much for showing up, even though I'm almost positive it was only CD tonight. It almost always is. Anyways,
Hey, it's
see
just
y'all
3
later.
watching on
Thank you
here,
so
so
much
you
for
know.
showing up, and I hope we'll see you again in the future.